Listen to me, there are three things which are changing. The consumer is changing, the regulation is changing, the technology is changing as well. If you put those three things together, what you have is the capitalist world is going to have to change. Are you an ostrich or an eagle? What we all know, you, me, everyone, is that the last 30 years cannot be replicated for the next one. It's impossible. There is an environmental problem. And the reality is that the human being is responsible of that. And then the problem number two is the inequalities. Inequalities have exploded. Normal people are feeling that there is something wrong. As bankers, the reality is that what we are here for is to find investment opportunities. And what we think is that the combination of consumer, technology, and regulation will open massive avenues of growth. Some companies will transition. They will benefit from that, and we're very happy to invest in them, and some don't, and then they will die. It's capitalism. Some companies are in denial. They just think, well, it's business as usual. That's what we call the ostriches. Some companies understand how the world is going to be within the next 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. That's what we call the eagles. If investors like us are paying so much attention to this theme, what does it mean? Let's just look at Lombard Odier, for instance. We are now changing our ESG framework, and there are things that, in our portfolios, we will forbid because we think that, they go against this enormous wave, this tsunami of sustainability. And I think what we call engagement for us is having a relationship and making sure that we're going to have these conversations with these companies to understand what they really, really believe in and what they are actually doing. And let me give you one very precise example of the sort of solutions that we are looking for. What we are used is to a mass production and a mass consumption economy, right? Where basically, you take it, and you use it, and then you throw it away. On the one hand, we are making sure that, most of the materials that are used are going to be reused and they're going to be recycled, which is one thing, and there are some companies specializing on that. And then on the other hand, we are talking about circular economies, right? To avoid all this waste that we have created. There is not one solution. I think that we're just going to have to change, the way we run our cities, the way we feed ourselves. And so what we're going to need is to go into precision agriculture to make sure that every drop of water, is going to be used properly at the right timing. There is a second issue is that with water is that there are droughts everywhere. What cities need to do is how to get the water which is coming from the rain and reuse it properly. And that's what we call sponge cities. There are some companies that are obsessed by the sustainability story. There are some companies that have a mindset and that understand that there is a revolution. And these companies that are preparing the future. Wake up. Thank you very much.